Hello, everybody, and welcome in to one of our little dives into BC or Business Central. As we've kind of stated, and hopefully as we've shown throughout some of our other videos, it is a very versatile ERP system that 100% transforms businesses across all sorts of industries, right? It's not limited to just a couple. It will also work with small, medium to large corporate type of enterprises as well. So today we're going to try to explore not only fundamental processes such as the finances, purchases, items, and things of that nature, right? We're also going to try to touch on a little bit of some of the more specialized and intricate areas of BC that maybe you're aware of or you're not aware of, just to kind of give you an idea of how you might want to use it for yourself or for your company's needs. So first off, we're just going to kind of hit into some of the different roles or the different modules that you can go into and get a more customized or more varied experience depending on what you need. Now, BC has a lot of stuff out of the box, right? Stuff that you can just, play around with as soon as you're into the system itself. And maybe it'll work for you, maybe it not, but it's good to know that you have options, right? So we're going to go up here and we're going to hit the little hamburger menu. That's the little 3-line menu right here. He's up in kind of like the top middle area of the splash or home page where my little pink mouse is hanging out. So I'm going to click him. It's going to take me into my specific modules relating to the role that I am currently loaded into within BC. So we've already talked about before that depending on, the role within your company does sometimes depend on what you see within Business Central. So this is just giving me an evaluation over everything I need to know about my current role in this demo account, which is Business Manager. So anything that should be important to a business manager is going to populate right here. So we have like our home, which has customers, items, bank accounts, purchasing, right? It lets me know there's 13 modules. And if I want to get rid of this because I don't want to look at it, maybe I'm trying to focus on something else and all of this stuff everywhere is kind of busy, I can do that. There's little drop-down menus right here on the side. It lets me know at least that there's 13 items within the drop-down menu. Same thing with the finance 18. You see cash management, sales, Shopify, all of that. And I can click into these links to get more within that specialized area. But maybe I want to go just a little bit deeper, right? Maybe I want to explore all roles. Now it's called roles because, this is a company hub role, manufacturing role, sales and marketing role. You might hear me refer to them as modules because that's just easier for me to understand. Because when I think of role, I think of a person. I don't think of like a little section. So whichever way it's fine. It's just if you hear people talk about Business Central roles, they're most likely talking about these little sections in general. They also have their own little drop-down menus. And if I just want to look at, say, for example, Company Hub on its own, I hit the Explorer, boom, it shows me the same view that I just saw in my Business Manager evaluation. It's just now this is all related to Company Hub. So the same drop-down menu situation if you want it or not. You hit the little back button, takes you back to all of the roles. So within BC, the most important ones, or the ones that I feel are fairly important to the business or to be aware of in the business, is your projects, which has your jobs, right? Your manufacturing, which I scrolled away from it a little bit, hanging out right here. So anything that is related to manufacturing. And then anything that is kind of related to your resources or your services, right? These could be, if I hit the drop down, like resources groups, maybe it's entries and registers, reports, timesheets, right? These sort of things. This is what I feel is fairly important, but maybe that's not what's important to the needs of your own business. So it's just good to have an eye to know what you need to look for, right? So I did mention that we were going to do a little more intricate sort of situation, right? And so we're going to actually go into one of the project and I'm going to show you some of the advanced planning functionality you can do with the jobs. It's basically like a project management software kind of built into BC. It's a little bit different than some of the more popular ones. It doesn't really use a Kanban style board. But it does give you your information in a nice visual way, and it is pulling from your information within BC itself. So any sort of vendor information, any sort of consultant information, stock information, information, currency information, anything that you have uploaded into BC, that type of information, it will pull from that instead of you kind of having to input everything all at once. So right here, we have a bunch of different jobs. So we have job 10, 20, job 10, 20, 30 situation over here. And we can see our description of these. Now, these two were just testers I was messing with earlier before I started recording this for you all. But here's a more detailed, like a reception area remodel, decorate conference room, new office furniture, right? And I can see that these are open, so we haven't finished these projects, so to speak. So I'm just going to click into the reception area remodel just to kind of give you a quick view of what this looks like. And so as I click into it, you can go ahead and see the number of this like invoice that was in the job, the description is. So if I need to update it because maybe the job has changed or maybe I made a spelling error somewhere, definitely can do that. Who the customer name is, so it's our School of Fine Art, but maybe if this customer was wrong or we needed to change it for whatever reason, right? All I did was hit the 3 ellipses as you saw. It brought up more, and I can change that as needed. The person responsible, right? So Mary, Terry, Catherine, like if I need to change them out because maybe one of them has gone on leave or something of that nature, I can. If I want to add a specific project manager from my team onto this to overview and see, so like if something goes wrong, I know who to go to. I can do that. Right now it's only our demo account, Mr. S. Jones, but if I wanted to look from a full list to see, every one of my employees, I could do that as well. As I scroll down just a little bit in these little information modules or brackets, we see right here phase 1 planning and specs, consulting, review, sign off, phase 1 total, phase 2 demo, demolition, right? We can see the date that this was supposed to be started, 1/26/22, end date here. We can see the total budget that we had, and then we can see the billable, so what we can bill for the customer for doing all of this. If I go over a little bit more to the right as well, I can just see all of this as well, just in a different format. I don't get to see like the phase 1, phase 2 situation, but I at least get to see like the job details when it comes to budget costs, actual costs, billable, and all of that kind of in an easy to read sort of situation. It kind of looks more like a receipt too. So if you process information better this way, you can look at it. You can still click on things to get more information as well. So if I hover over the 6,940, if I click into that, it'll bring up more information about that for me. Anything that I could think of to use for maybe I'm asking to get an update or I just want it for my own information, that's great. It's right there for me. And then as I scroll down a little bit more, I can see posting status. I can see, invoice and shipping is needed, the duration, if I needed to add anything for foreign trade, the work in progress and recognition, all of that is right there for me as well. If I needed to, for whatever reason, right? Even though this job's not finished, and clearly, like this job's gonna bring in some nice money if we can get it done in time. If I needed to, though, I can delete this job. I can just go up and hit the trash can, and it will get rid of this entire job card. If I need to share it out with other users or possibly within the other application, I can do that as well. I can hit a new entry as needed. So if I wanted to add more phases, that's what that guy is. And then if I want to open the page in read-only mode, that's there as well. Now, this uses cloud-based storing, like pretty much everything in BC has, and I've covered that in the past too. But if I was to do any sort of, like I added S to remodels, this little guy up here, he says save, so it saves it automatically. There is no floppy disk icon, there is no real save icon, you just, as you do it, and if I go to hit the back button, you see right there, it did it automatically, added the S to remodels. And that's kind of a little bit more of a deeper dive into BC. We're still keeping it short, we're still keeping it sweet, we're still keeping it simple for you all. This is at least giving you an idea of how to look for specific things that are important to you or important to the needs of your business by going into the roles, exploring more roles, aka modules in my speak, and just having an idea of what you might want to do, as well as showing you that, hey, you can use kind of project management software within this for your needs and situation. My name is Nee, and hopefully this has been informative for you, and thank you all for being here. Have a good one.